Hello, computer enthusiasts. There's a saying that you cannot compare apples to oranges. However, with my Google Sheets plugin that I will show you today, you can. Here I compare apples to oranges. The cosine similarity is 0.56. I can also compare apples to bikes, Sunray, Germany, and so on. Obviously, this works with new LLM technologies, and obviously this works via calling an API. I have defined my own similarity function here in Google Sheets, and it basically is a wrapper around the API that I want to show you, so that by the end of this video, you will also be able to use this function. With that having said, I'm Thorsten. Hello, welcome to my show. I work for Google, but what I present here is 100% my own opinion. You can usually find my code on GitHub, and also today you will be able to find this code on GitHub. What I want to do is demonstrate to you how to create a custom function with Google Sheets and use the code to connect it to an API that is running in the internet. But first of all, let's have a look at the potential use case for what I'm going to show here, the similarity function. Imagine you have a to-do list over several departments, over several teams at work. No one wants to do anything except because he is paid, and everybody has a lot of other things to do, but there may be duplicates in these thousands of tasks that you have. Maybe you have one task being assigned, maybe you have one task about network development, and you have a duplicate of it. One is being assigned to the network team, the other is being assigned to the software development team. So nobody ever realizes it is a duplicate, and both teams work on the same task without even realizing it. So you need to find out which tasks are similar, so a human in the end can judge if they are the same. Let's have a personal example, what I'm doing in the morning. First, I make coffee. What I have to do in the morning. What do I have to do in the morning? I have to make coffee. I have to walk the dogs, and I have to brew latte. And now you may realize brew latte and make coffee is probably the same thing. And let's see if that works with the function, with the similarity function, because the cool thing is that no letter, I don't even a character between these two tasks is similar or the same. Nevertheless, it's most probably the same task. So let's find out what a normal difference is, what a normal similarity is, equals similarity. So similarity between make coffee and walk the dogs is, according to my API, it is 0.3. And now the similarity between make coffee and brew latte should be higher, right? And it is. It is even above half. It is 0.52. So this way you may be able to find out duplicates in your to-do lists, or if you get tons of feedback, bug reports, whatever, you may be able to consolidate them using a large language model. So this is one of the examples where this function can be useful. Now I want to show you how to create a custom function here within Google Sheets. And with who else could I do this better than with one old fellow that we all know, because we have geek humor. Who may this be? It is Chuck Norris, of course. Yeah, because there's an API that does nothing but outputting random Chuck Norris jokes, and we will use this. Because this API is super simple, does not require authentication, authorization, API key, or even post data that you would send here. You just call the API and get a Chuck Norris joke back. So here you see api.chucknorris.io/jokes/random. And what you get is a JSON object that has a value. You can see it here. And this value in this case is, if you toss a coin with Chuck Norris and say, heads I win, tails you lose, Chuck Norris will still win. Okay, you do not need to laugh here. It is just geek humor. The important thing is that this thing outputs random jokes. So if I call it again, you see a different joke here. And by this, I can define a function in Google Apps Script called Chuck Norris. And I just return the JSON object passed. And then I use its value. And the output will be a Chuck Norris joke, I hope. Okay, so we say equals. Here we say equals Chuck Norris, because that's how I named the function. And enter. And there it is, a cool Chuck Norris joke. So this is how you define custom functions that address APIs. So the idea is that we have a large language model which is running in the internet, and if you want to access it, of course you need to pay money, and that means you need an API key, you need service account keys, something like this, something very secure that you do not want to host or to publish in GitHub. So you host that API proxy in Replit, and this API proxy will then work without any credentials, without any security credentials, but you will be able to steer it regarding the amount of data it consumes. However, this proxy you will then contact from a custom function in AppScript, and this will look like this. Here we have the Chuck Norris form, and here we have the similarity function. That's a bit more complicated. You hand over two texts, maybe A1, A2, whatever you want in your sheet. And then you make this to a JSON object, hand over some options, like you want to use the post method to send the data towards the API. And then you start it. And here is the deciding function call. It is the call fetch. And that is, you use the endpoint, so your proxy to your API proxy, and you use it with the options. And the options contain now the payload and the post method and the type of content. And then the result will be stored in arrays like result. And then the result will be passed into a body. And the body will contain one value, which is similarity, and that is which will be returned. Body.similarity is what's going to be returned by this function. This way it works. And let me show you similarity here. This now should mean nothing, and it should deliver nothing, because in the end, you do not hand over any data using post. So I say here. And as you see, you do not get any result, because you are not using the post method. You are not handing over any data. Okay, and now you can use the similarity function, and it will take two arguments and output the similarity between both. We have done this already here. Let's do it again. And the similarity between these two tasks is again low. It is beneath 0.3. Yeah, hope you liked it. Hope you liked this video and you enjoyed how easy it is to use these features of large language models even in small Google Sheets scripts. Thank you.